How many times have you prayed, God, speak to me, show me something, give me a sign, and the only thing you hear is silence. The only thing you feel is confusion. No answer, no confirmation, no direction. And your mind starts screaming, did God forget me? Why isn't he answering? Why is he silent when I need him the most? But today, the truth from heaven hits your spirit like fire. God's silence is not rejection. It's a test of your trust. He's not ignoring you. He's not punishing you. He's training you. He's testing your heart. He's seeing, can you still trust me when you don't understand me? Because real trust isn't when everything makes sense, isn't when all the doors are opening, isn't when everything feels perfect. Real trust is when the heavens are silent and you still say, God, I choose you. You don't understand the process, but you trust the hands that hold the process. You don't see the answer yet, but you believe the answer is still sitting on the throne. And listen to me, the silence of God is not absence, it's preparation, it's protection, it's positioning, because sometimes God hides the answer so that you seek the answer giver, not just the answer. Sometimes he removes clarity to force you to lean on his presence, not your own understanding. The question isn't, God, where are you? The question is, can you trust me even when you don't see me? And the day you stop demanding answers and start walking in trust, that day the atmosphere shifts. That day heaven starts moving. That day the doors that were locked begin to open, because God rewards trust. God rewards faith without sight. The silence isn't punishment, it's promotion in disguise. Comment right now with faith. Even in the silence, I will trust you, God. Share this video with someone who needs to hear that silence is not rejection, it's preparation. Like this video if you believe that God is moving, even when you don't see it yet. You've been asking, God, why aren't you answering? Why are you silent? But what if I told you, the silence is the answer, not because God is ignoring you, not because he doesn't care, but because he's doing something much bigger than answering your question. He's building your trust. You see, God doesn't just want you to trust what he does, he wants you to trust who he is. If he gave you everything you asked for the moment you asked, you would love the blessing, but not the blesser. You would depend on the outcome, but not his presence. You would start worshiping the answer instead of the God who holds it. And so, he's silent, not to hurt you, but to shape you, to grow you, to elevate your faith to a level where it no longer depends on signs, but on relationship. Let me say something hard, but freeing. Faith isn't tested when you get what you prayed for. Faith is tested when the heavens are quiet and you still believe. And listen, that's the kind of faith heaven responds to. The faith that trusts when it doesn't make sense. The faith that says, I don't see it, but I know my God is working. I don't hear it, but I know his voice is still speaking. I don't feel it, but I know his presence never left. Because while you've been thinking God is ignoring you, he's actually moving pieces you can't see, opening doors you don't even know exist, positioning you for something way bigger than what you were asking. He's not late. He's not absent. He's working in the silence. And the silence isn't punishment, it's divine construction. And let me give you this truth straight from the throne of God. If you knew what I'm preparing, you would be praising me right now instead of questioning me. Drop this in the comments like a declaration. I will trust God, even when I hear nothing. My faith is bigger than my feelings. Share this with someone who's been feeling like heaven is ignoring them. This message will change their life. Like this video, if you believe that the silence of God means He's preparing something greater. You thought the silence meant He forgot. You thought the delay meant denial. You thought the quiet meant you were abandoned. But here's the truth that's about to shift everything inside of you. The silence wasn't rejection, it was God's preparation. For public manifestation. You were asking for answers, but God was building your capacity. You were asking for quick solutions, but God was building your strength, your character, your faith. Because here's the reality. Lean in close. If He had answered you when you wanted, you wouldn't have been ready to carry what's coming. That silence, that season where it felt like nothing was moving, was heaven working overtime behind the scenes, shifting things, closing doors that looked good, but were traps, preparing rooms you haven't even walked into yet, raising your name in conversations you don't even know are happening. Listen, God's silence was never inactivity. It was intentional. It was strategic. It was heaven's movement in disguise. And now that you've chosen trust over panic, faith over frustration, now the atmosphere begins to change. Doors start to open. Divine connections start to align. Answers begin to flow. What was stuck starts moving. Not because you forced it, not because you figured it out, but because you trusted, and heaven always honors trust. Now get this deep in your spirit. What's coming is so much bigger than what you were asking for. And you'll look back and say, "Thank you, God, for not answering me when I was begging, because you were preparing me for this." The waiting wasn't wasted. The silence wasn't failure. It was God protecting your promise until you were ready to carry it. Declare it right now in the comments. The silence didn't break me. It built me. Now I'm ready for what God has prepared. Send this video to someone who feels like God is quiet. Let them know. It's not over. The breakthrough is on the way. Like this video, if you believe that when you trust God through the silence, heaven starts moving in your favor, get ready, because the same people who looked at you and thought, "Where is their God?" The same ones who thought you were finished, the same ones who thought you were forgotten, are about to witness something that only heaven could do. Because when God moves, it's undeniable, it's unexplainable, it's unstoppable. And now, the silence that felt like rejection was actually God protecting, preparing, and positioning you for this exact moment. You're about to walk into rooms that were locked. You're about to step through doors that no man could open. You're about to experience favor that nobody can take from you. And guess what? God didn't forget. God didn't ignore you. God didn't abandon you. He was working. He was aligning. He was orchestrating things you couldn't see, because what he was preparing was so much bigger than what you were praying for. And now it's time. Now the waiting ends. Now the silence breaks. Now the testimony becomes public. Now the breakthrough is visible. Now the favor is undeniable. And you'll look back on every silent night, every unanswered prayer, every tear you cried, and you'll say, "Thank you, God, for the silence." Because you were never punishing me. You were protecting the promise you had for me. Listen to me. Nobody can stop what heaven is about to do in your life. No enemy, no rejection, no delay, no closed door, no human opinion. Because when God says now, it's done. It's released. It's activated. This isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of the best chapter yet. The season of confusion is over. The season of doubt is over. The season of waiting is over. Now begins the season of victory, favor, breakthrough, and glory. Comment right now like a declaration of faith. The silence is over. My breakthrough begins now. What God prepared in private will now be seen by everyone. Share this video with someone who needs to know. The silence wasn't the end. It was the setup for their greatest testimony. Like this video if you believe that God is breaking the silence and releasing His favor over your life right now. And let the whole world know all the glory, all the honor, all the praise belongs to God. Only God, forever God.